In today's video, we're going to walk you through what conversion actions are inside Google Ads and how to correctly set them up. So, what conversion actions are the actions that you want a person to take if they interact with your ad. So, let's say if you're a service-based business and you are looking for phone calls or people filling out the form on your landing page, then you want to set up conversion actions for those actions. And a big mistake I see a lot of the time inside Google Ads is that people have all different sorts of conversion actions set up for, actions that don't really matter in terms of considering somebody a lead. So I see accounts with conversions a lot of the time, but most of those conversions are from people visiting the contact page, for example, but not necessarily actually calling or filling out the form. So, and like we would never consider clicks to a certain part of your website as an actual lead. And this is why you want to make sure you have the correct conversion action set up. So if you're looking for phone calls and form submissions, for example, so you basically, have somebody call you directly or have them reach out with their contact details, then this is considered a lead. And you don't want to consider, people visiting a certain page, as we mentioned, as a lead for your campaign. So that way we're feeding the right data to Google as to who we actually consider to be a lead. Because especially if you're setting up a campaign at the beginning and you want to switch to like an automated bidding strategy as soon as possible, we want to be accurate, with Google in telling them exactly, who we want to be targeting and who we don't, and who we consider to be a lead. And to make these conversion actions that you want to set up, we just come over here to goals first of all, and then press conversions, and come down here to summary. And once you're in the conversion summary, then you can basically see the conversion actions that you've already set up. So for this campaign, for example, we've got landing page form submissions, calls directly from the ad, and calls from the landing page as our conversion actions. And if you're running a service-based business, these are basically the three conversion actions that you want to have set up. And you can tell then that conversion tracking is working when you can see exactly how many leads you've gotten from each of these three sources. And for all of the types of conversion actions that I'm going to show you in this video, we have separate videos on how to make sure the conversion tracking is working in each one. So we're not going to go through all of the conversion tracking in this video, but we're going to show you how to set up the conversion actions themselves. And then the separate video in each case will explain exactly how to make sure that your conversion tracking is working. So the first one and the most easy one to set up at the beginning is if somebody calls you directly from the ad itself. So to do that, then we're going to create a conversion action and choose phone calls here. And this one, calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads, is the type of phone call that we're going to track. And this applies to both whether you are running a regular search campaign where you're running regular search ads and you're driving the traffic to your website, and you want to make a call extension where people can also call you directly from the ad, or if you're running call only ads where the call button itself is the main call to action. So for both of those, the setup of the conversion action is the exact same, and for both of those you just select this option here and then you can press continue. Yeah, and just so you know, if you're setting it up for a call extension or for a call only ad, you'd only do one or the other, but the process of setting it up is the exact same in each case. So you want to name the conversion action that you're setting up, so you can call it call from call extension or call from call only ad, depending on what it is for you. And then just to go through the rest of the steps, then we have value. You don't want to use a value, and you can keep the count as one. And then for call length, we like to change to 1 second because we want to count all phone calls as conversions. And then you want to keep the click-through conversion window and attribution the same, and then just press create and continue. And once you do that, then you have your conversion action set up. And we have got separate videos as well on the channel just about, showing you how to make sure that you're tracking these conversions if you'd like to check those out as well. The next one then is if you want to track when somebody calls you from your website or landing page. And for that, you also go to create conversion action and then choose phone calls again. But this time we're going to pick calls to a phone number on your website, and you can press continue. And it's more or less the exact same process again from here. So we're just going to name the conversion action. We're going to choose don't use a value. And for count, we're going to stick with one. But here it's really important that you put in your phone number and obviously select the correct country first. But what you must do is make sure that the phone number is displayed exactly how it's displayed on your landing page. So not only you want to make sure that the number is the same, but you also want to make sure that, for example, if you have any brackets or anything like that and your phone number on the landing page, that you want to make sure it's displayed just like that. So that way there's not going to be any issues when you go to set up the conversion tracking after. And after this, then you can just change the call length to 1 second again, and you keep the bottom two parts the same, and press create and continue. So that's how to set up the call conversion action for somebody calling you from your website itself. And the last one then is if we want to set up a conversion action for somebody filling out the form on our landing page, we'll also just go to create conversion action. And this time we're going to choose website as it's not a phone call. And obviously you're going to put in your own landing page URL for this part and just press scan. And once you get brought to this page, then what we're going to do, we come down here and we're going to add a conversion action manually. And for the goal and action optimization, then we're just going to choose submit lead form. And we're going to name this then something like, landing page form submission for campaign, or for like company names campaign, just so we can differentiate it from the other conversion actions. And then for value, again, we're going to choose don't use a value. And we're also going to change this from count to 1. And for the rest of the steps here, we're able to keep these the same. So 30 days, 3 days, 1 day, data driven, and enhanced conversions. We keep that the way it is as well. And we also just press done with that then. And these are exactly how to set up these conversion actions that you see right here on the screen. And in any campaign, these are the only conversion actions that actually matter. And you don't need to have, a bunch of other conversion actions, because the more conversion actions that you have, the more data Google needs to optimize your campaign. So you really want to just focus on the conversion actions that matter. And for any service-based business, that usually is your lead form submissions and phone calls. So I would focus on those. And if you do have conversion actions set up for, actions that don't matter, for example, visiting the contact page, then what you can do then is go to edit goal. And what you can do then is change anything that you don't want to be tracking as a lead anymore as a secondary action instead of a primary action. So Google is still going to be, taking data on this, but it's not going to be tracking it as an actual conversion inside your campaign. So I hope this video helps when it comes to, what conversion actions are and how to set them up for your campaign. And as we mentioned as well, we have separate videos on how to make sure that you have the conversion tracking then set up for all of these once you have them set up. So feel free to check those out if you need help with, setting up conversion tracking. And if you do have any questions at all about anything that we mentioned in this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you do like this kind of Google Ads related content as well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as we'll be posting all things related to Google Ads here daily. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video.